Video 2 on the topic of how to build and sustain project management capacity in the organization, or we can use the word competence as well. And we discussed that we need to treat it as a change initiative, which means the steps that we discuss over here. Years ago, I've learned this concept, and I learned it with using something called the rubber band. So how do we do this? Knowing the risk, the threats, the resistance to change that could happen and that could kill this initiative. How do we ensure we do this right in order to maximize the chance of success? The concept is related to this. As we mentioned, first we need to define the desired outcome. What do you want to achieve as an organization? Obviously, you would be asking those questions because you are not happy with the current reality. Today, you might be doing well. You might even be profitable. Your project might be doing okay on average. But you believe that there are significant areas for improvement. So the challenge for you here is to think about, obviously, if you know where you are, in this case, you can reverse the two steps. If you know where you are today and you want to improve, then you need to define the desired outcome. Now, one of the potential risks that we've seen, or the threat that we've seen, is that organization might set up goals, targets, or a vision that is not realistic, or too high, or too ambitious. Now, in everything we do in life, we always like to have a challenge, because if you don't have a challenge, it becomes too easy, redundant, and doesn't work. But the question is that how much of a challenge you want to have, and what would be considered challenging but reasonably achieved. Years ago, when I started my career in project management, and I started in estimating, my boss used to tell me, Munir, your job is to make the estimates that are very good and tight, which mean it's not impossible for the project team to achieve the project success, but it's not easy as well. So it has to be challenging. That's what we're trying to look for here. Now, to represent this concept, we like to use a rubber band. Obviously, I don't have a bigger rubber band, maybe, but this is good enough for now. If we are here now, that's about basically my left hand is the current reality. We have to decide on the desired outcome. Now, notice this is a rubber band. Yeah, so if you think about, if we make the goal too high, we stretch it too far out, which is sometimes we call this is a creative tension. If we stretch it too far out, most likely the rubber band is going to rupture. And if we don't put much tension on it, then obviously, as you can see, the fingers are too close, there is not much improvement. Basically, maybe it's not even worth the effort. So we must stretch it. Stretch it, but without breaking it. If you stretch your goals too far out, you probably burn your people and you probably backfire. So that's one of the potential risk with defining 1 and 2. Another thing is, once we go, if we don't have a good plan, if we don't develop the good roadmap, yeah, what would happen as you start to implement? Well, just think about this. As we start to implement, maybe we get tired, maybe we get people burned out, maybe people get frustrated. So what typically happens? Now remember, the idea is that we want to elevate the performance up. So the rubber band is relaxed again, and then maybe we set other goals, and then go up again, then other goals, and go up again. That's the program approach we discussed in the previous video. So in order not to break it or to take on a big piece more than we can handle. So one of the danger is that if we don't want to avoid to break it, again, the idea is that keep the tension reasonable and then work toward up. However, if things don't go well, we don't have a good plan, the resistance to change is too strong, we don't have proper awareness, we don't have a proper understanding of the importance of doing this, at least the people and the stakeholders that will be affected by this, then what's going to happen? Probably we will not be going up. Then what would happen? Then maybe the organization or management start to feel, look, we're not achieving our goals. So let's lower our expectation. Let's lower our expectation. Let's lower our expectation. Now, I will be happy if we lower it back toward the current reality and stay as we are, because maybe where we are today is good. However, all that significant effort, if it doesn't work, it could backfire. So basically, what that means, you notice I flipped my hand, yeah, which means now what? Your desired outcome, or what you have achieved, the status you have reached, is below where you were, which means your change initiative not only failed to deliver, actually end up backfiring and costing you significantly in terms of resources and other factors. So it's very important in terms of change initiative. That's why I like the simple model. Yeah, I know there are other models out there, because in a way it's that, look, identify where you are today and where you want to go, and draw your roadmap. As simple as that. Now, that roadmap will become part of future discussion. Thank you.